All right, hello Aquarius. We're here for your January and the 2023 reading for the whole year. Let's see how it goes. We're going to do a 3-card reading for January and the 3 cards for the rest of the year. So I'll speed this up as I shuffle and we'll see what the cards say. All right. Wow. All right, so firstly, onto the January portion of the reading. We got the wish card straight up. So this is going to be a great start to the year for you. If you've been really trying to manifest something or want something to really happen, then there's so much more chance of it happening now. Although you can't expect it just to happen, like big things, to happen randomly without putting any effort in. If you are actually putting action towards trying to achieve something, then this is a great time now. You're going to make lots of progress into making this happen. And you can't complain about that. This is like the best card to get straight up. So good times for you. Be positive and look forward to good things happening. Your positivity is going to radiate to everyone else and it's going to come back to you. So great times for you and great card to start off with. Next card for January. It feels like you could start organizing a trip in January. Now, this card is going to represent a trip overland. So it's generally you're going to be staying in the same country or visiting a neighboring country that's not overseas. Just maybe you're probably going to be thinking about doing a really long trip and a big trip, but it might not end up as big as like you actually want it to, but it's still good. Still something to happen. Get ready for the future. I wouldn't say that it's going to happen straight away, although it might, but you're going to start planning one. So if you've been putting it off for a while, now's a good time to start planning for that trip. Next, this is the 8 of Cups. So as we see here, this is someone walking away. And this doesn't represent someone else. This represents you. You're going to have to leave a toxic relationship or a toxic friendship. It's going to be hard because obviously this person has been an important part of your life for a long time, but things have been kind of negative a lot lately, and if you've been trying to fix it and it hasn't been working, then it's time for you to go. You find someone new or find other people to spend your time with. If you haven't tried to work it out yet, then before you walk away, make sure that you try and work it out. I have a feeling like with all these cups showing up, it's been a very emotionally charged relationship. You guys probably haven't communicated like as well as you could have. And that's kind of stopped things from like progressing. That's probably what's made it toxic, because although we like to blame it on them, as both of you are kind of like not giving each other what they really need, and kind of like that's stopping things from being as good as it can be. So if you haven't tried to make this relationship or friendship better, then really try and concentrate on that. Like try and concentrate on communicating with them a lot better, and try and lay it out on the table about what's really happening rather than kind of being subtle. You're going to have to be very like logical and just straight up about this relationship. But it can work if you try it, else you're going to have to walk away, I should say. But we do have the good cards. That's just one part of it. Things are going to go well if you do try and make it work better, but if they're not going to listen, then you're going to have to leave. All right, so the cards for the rest of the year. We do see new love and relationships here. If you're single, then this is a great sign that you're going to meet someone new this year. If you're taken, then it can mean that if it's not a good relationship, then it's going to relate to this and that you should probably leave, and you're going to find someone new as well. If you are in a happy relationship and you want it to continue, then this is a sign that you're going to have to kind of relive. You're going to have to work out what it is that you guys loved about each other and kind of renew the relationship. Try and start it again in a way, like remember what it was like at the start and try and recreate those feelings and why you liked each other and why you loved each other in the first place. That's going to make the relationship a lot stronger. Page of Cups. All right. So this is a very emotional message here, I'm going to say. Can represent children. can be saying that like there is going to, like, the children in your life are going to kind of send you a message in a way that maybe you haven't really been, in a way you haven't noticed something about them, and they're going to kind of give you they're going to kind of show you how you need to deal with them a bit more, because maybe you're not dealing with them in the best way possible. But it also can represent a very emotional message from someone very important to you, someone that possibly you haven't talked to for a while. It's a sign that they're going to kind of get back to you in a way, and they're going to try and, like as we saw in here, they're going to try and bring you something that's already happened. And if that doesn't happen, like say within the first 6 months, then you're probably going to have to try and reach out to them. If you are hung up on them and they haven't been showing any signs, if it's been a long time, then you should probably try and focus on the new love. But there is a sign they could get back into contact you. It doesn't necessarily say it's going to be for a good reason or that they have changed at all, but there's a good chance they'll contact you. All right, so lastly, we got the Ten of Wands. So this is a card of lots of hard work, and this is someone who's actually overworking. So if you're overworking yourself, possibly try and find a way that you can not do that. Because although it's kind of good to work and put effort in, of course, you're gonna if it takes away from everything else in your life, then that's just not what we want. So really try and concentrate on finding a way that you could try and make more money with not as much effort. You're still gonna have to put in lots of effort, but maybe try and find something that's a little bit like, try and find another job where you get paid a bit more. Or maybe where you can multitask a bit more, where you can keep going with work, but kind of like do something at the same time as one job. Like, it's kind of like, seems like it's a hard thing to do, but there are lots of jobs out there where you can kind of do that kind of stuff. Maybe try and like increase your education a little bit in a way to try and find it better. But it's also a sign here of those who are happy with their jobs, that if you do put in the extra effort and hard work, then it's going to get quite well for you. This is a 10. This is kind of like completing something, but it's also a sign that when you complete something and achieve something, you've got to like start again, keep creating new goals. If you lack direction in your life, really try and work out what you want and try and find out what really makes you tick, what makes you feel really passionate, and try and concentrate on that, because that's going to inspire you to keep improving in your life and try and make your life as good as possible. So it seems like a good reading for you. We got wish cards here. We got you leaving toxicity. We got potential new loves for you. We got emotional messages and good time to organize some trips. And keep working hard. Make sure you don't like kind of overwork yourself and burn out. But times are going to be good ahead for you, I think. So have a happy new year and hope all goes well.